Good afternoon, everyone. My name's Joey. Josie. This is Papa and Josie's homesteading. It is afternoon. I can't remember if I said that wrong. But we come over and cleaned up, cut off the rest of that fence where I pulled it and got it all tied in. That's aggravating, this thing tying those in. That wire, this roll wire I had to buy this time was a same brand and basically the same wire, you know, as far as the style and all that stuff. But the wire itself has an extra coating on there, something makes it harder. So it's a lot harder to twist around. And like, I don't know, I guess the carpal tunnel in my thumbs has got so bad I can't hardly twist that wire around there anymore. I'm thinking about that old Beckert. I think I said that wrong in the last video. I think it's called Beckert. They make this little, that's kind of like a snake bite thing, I guess. I don't know, it hooks over your fencing wire, like this wire that runs across here. It hooks in that, and you run this wire through it and pull it tight. I'm tempted to start buying those. It's getting harder and harder for me to twist it around, especially at the bottom where the wires are closer together and the ground and everything. It's harder to get them. So I might buy some just to do that bottom with, maybe, or something. But we're going to try to run the rest of this fence. You just got to go from that post to that post. It's like 50 foot, 51 foot or something like that. But I want to go ahead. I want to cut these roots out. These roots are definitely going to be in the way. The ground would eventually just erode away or something other, but them roots would be there for a long time. That's going to hold my fence up. It's kind of a weird area right through here anyway. It kind of comes up over this hump just a little bit. I kind of got up the hill where it's not as bad as what it would have been, but those are going to be an issue. So I'm going to cut them out. I got to cut this log up here. Josie's not happy about that because we've been walking up and down that, but I might sitting there looking at it. I think I can cut it back right there somewhere and actually leave the part we're walking up. I don't know if that might make it wobble or move or something. Right now you can walk down it and it don't wobble or move or anything. It needs sawed up though. And, yeah, I see you. You get in there and get hung. I feel like I feel some sprinkles. I don't think it's supposed to rain any. But I got my chopping axe down here. I'm gonna try to chop these roots out, which they're not super big, but it still ain't gonna be fun. Set y'all up where y'all can see it. Okay, you got back up.
There's a purple flower.
I see that purple flower here. Yeah, I'll pull it up dirt and off. You can go plant it somewhere.
It's already planted.
Yes.
It's already planted.
It's already planted. Move. Alright. I'll let the fence go through there without hitting that now. Well, it's too awful bad. I'm still kind of puny right now. See, I think I'm over my little sickness, 2 or 3 days there. I think I'm getting better, but definitely low on energy. But we'll roll this fence out, tie it in over there, and then we can pull it over here. Forgot I gotta cut that log. All right, I'm gonna start the saw. Okay, be careful on the fence. Whoa.
I'm okay.
You're okay, yeah. Gotta be careful on the fence.
I have my ears closed.
Get your ears closed.
Who's working on our fence?
What is it?
Who's working on our fence?
Yeah, working on our fence.
What?
Oh, Char's walking on the fence?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It loaded on your nails.
Alright.
Where do you have your nails there?
I just set something on it so I can. Alright. I use this board to stretch my fence with. And it's just 2 2x6s with 5 bolts right through it. I just tighten it up on the fence. The reason I made this, one of the farmers, I worked for 2 farmers in high school. Both of them were big cattle farmer, beef cattle. But both of them had the same thing. It's something similar to this that they pulled their fence with. So I'm assuming it's something you could buy out of the store. But it was just 2 boards. The only difference in them was they had a strip of metal, probably about 2 inch wide, 1/8 inch thick maybe, or something, or metal that went down the center of the 2x6s. And then it had like a U-shape thing that would go through 2 of the bolts. You know, they were separate pieces, but you could put them wherever you needed them, I guess. That's no difference in them, but that's the reason I kind of made this like it is. I just had 2x6 and bought some bolts, but it works good. Occasionally it wants to twist sideways, but it's not done it at all stretching this fence this year. I guess I've done a good job hooking my chains to it to make it not do it or something, but I have had it to do it before. But it works. It does what I need it to do. So that's all that matters. I did think about buying one of those ones that's got the little pins in them, till I seen how high it was. I think it's about $130 at our Tractor Supply here. And for no more than what I do, that just seemed a little expensive. When this works, it may take a little longer to set it up. Those pins, I'd probably already be done right now. But let's see, it works. It gets the job done. Now there's one of them you actually use come-alongs like I do. The other one had this set up that hooked to his tractor, to the 3.0, and it kind of like a chain pulley type thing. You put a little bar in it and twisted it, and it tightened it up. On the chain, it's the same thing as a come along, I guess, just a different style. Something I had never seen. I've never seen it before, and I've never seen it again. That's that's where I come up with this idea, and it's pretty much the same thing those guys used. Like I said, if I had that little U clamp on there, that would probably help from twisting. But it works. You don't even have to tighten these bolts down that tight. It holds fairly good. Not sure if y'all have noticed, but kind of been hobbling on one foot a little bit. The other night, it's been about 3 nights ago now, in the house. I opened up my bedroom door. I don't know if y'all can see me. Don't even know if y'all can hear me. If y'all can't hear me on this, I'll cut it off. I opened up my bedroom door, and there was something stuck in behind of it. Well, I was kind of in the house, in a familiar environment, I guess. I just swung the door open and stepped in. It caught on whatever that was. As my foot was stepping, my left foot here, the door shot back and caught on the back of my heel. Skinned it up pretty bad. More than skinning it up, it put a great big old piece of splinter in the back of my ankle. And this is about 3 o'clock in the morning. Well, I reached down and tried to pull it out. I pulled out a piece probably about, I don't know, an inch and a quarter long. And in my mind, I was like, that felt like it broke instead of pulled out. Well, the next morning, I got Chastity to look at it. And she fooled around there for a minute. It was sore. And she's like, I don't think there's nothing else in there. So I let it go. Well, that day, I come out, and that's when I worked on that one section of fence up there. I could get around, but I was having to hobble. Going downhill, it didn't bother at all. Going uphill, I guess where your foot was pushed against the back of your heel, your shoe, it would hurt like crazy. Oh, the next day after that, it was kind of the same thing. It wasn't too bad, but it was sore. Every time going uphill was hard. Going downhill wasn't too bad. Walking on flat ground wasn't that bad. Then yesterday, started off, it wasn't that bad. It was about the same. But by the time last night run around, I had pain shooting plumb up to my knee. It was sore. It was hurting. And I took my shoe off last night, and it was swelled up. Probably about the size of a quarter. It was swelled up. Just full of infection. You could see it. And so me and her both looked at it. Still couldn't tell that there was still a splinter in there, which I knew it was. At this point, with the infection and stuff, I knew there was something left in there, but we couldn't see it and find it. But I put peroxide on it last night. Couldn't sleep worth a crap last night because it just hurt. I mean, it hurt. It was hurting plumb up to my knee. And I got up this morning and kept putting peroxide on it this morning. And I got to looking at it. I could see just the tip of that wide of that splinter. I was able to pull it out, another inch-long piece, straight in. But I got it pulled out, son, and my foot feels so much better. My leg ain't hurting at all now. But man, that was sore. One of them dumb things. Just freak accident, I guess, or whatever. Man, it hurt. So let's tighten this up. See what we can do with this. It don't seem to be pulling back there at the back yet. This is in that curve. I'm super tight right here, but it don't look like it's pulling around this curve. It's probably hanging on this post. A little bit. It's just hitting the ground here. I think I'm gonna try to get it another crank or two. See if we can tighten it on up just a little bit. Oh, yeah. Catching in the ground a little bit right there, right, little stump right there. Other than that, it looks pretty good. I'm gonna cut this camera off. My phone's getting low on battery. I'm gonna nail all this up real quick. We'll get back out here in a minute. Alright, well, everything's nailed up. I did start trying to tie my end here. Somebody kept hollering at me. So I just got a couple pieces, and somehow I wound up too short. I measured 52 foot. I cut my wire 55 foot. And I'm about, I don't know, 6 inches short or something there. And I know I didn't use extra 3 foot here, just where I measured it at and how it run wound up way different. I didn't have no excess here where I tied it to begin with. Definitely not no 3 foot worth. Oh well. I'll double nail it and it should be fine. Whenever I do run the rest of this, maybe next year or year after or something, I'll try to tie into that. This log, me and Josie been walking up down it, and I told her I was going to saw it a while ago, and she about had a conniption fit. But it does wobble a little bit now. So, wish I hold her hand going up and down it, but I walk up and down it. But about all I got now. I got to still put my post in here. I found, I had that one neighbor of ours about a mile down the road that moved to Alabama to give us a bunch of stuff. Well, some of the stuff he gave us, he gave me a 8 foot 6x6, treated 6x6, and then 2 pieces. One of them was 8 foot, but it was broke. And then the other one was like a 4 foot piece. Probably 3 foot, because it went up, my post is 11 foot now. But I spliced them together, and that's what I'm gonna put down here up against that bank. And that way it'll stick up high enough I can tie my fence in here and still have a fence down there on that logging road. And I think that will work. I'll have to see once I get it put up. But yeah, here's a good spot of showing what we'll be fencing off once I get this last little section here done. That'll give them a lot more room. And I did run them over in here a little bit last year with that electric netting, but not the whole thing at the whole time. They definitely didn't get down here on the logging road because I couldn't get that electric netting all the way down to that. As you can see, there's a little bit of grass here. There's a little bit of grass right up in there. The thing will focus in. So there's a little bit of grass here, but all this, you can see a lot of this stuff, it'll grow up. And once that sun actually starts hitting over here, that stuff will start sprouting out. There'll be all kinds of little growth here for the goats, especially. They'll have them a good time in there. But that's probably, I've not measured that out, but I'd say it's over an acre. That we just run is probably gonna wind up being about probably over. It's looking like, especially the time I get this little section here in, we're gonna have less fence on that row than what I started with. So we've used over 330 foot of fence on that. And that's probably a row right there. So he's about, I'm gonna guess somewhere around 800 foot around that thing. And I can't remember what an acre is. I'll have to look it up again. But, I think that'll put that somewhere around an acre in that little area. But I'm gonna wrap it up for this video. I'm starting to wire down. Like I said, I haven't got my energy built back up yet, and it's time for fix dinner, and after that feed the animals and everything. So we'll wrap this one up. Hope y'all enjoyed this video, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.